Okay, today I want to talk about my latest guide to Rare Soul. It's a limited edition of only 1,000. As you can see, it's a substantial publication. It weighs a little bit too much for you to carry it in your pocket around at record fairs, but all the information you'll ever need for identifying, authenticating and comparing prices, labels, label colours, vinyl colours, DJ to stock copy is all here. It's taken me nearly 20 years to compile this, in fact over 20 years to compile this into its current state. Okay, there's only 1,000 of these ever been made. At the moment we're on number 921. We only have a few of these left. This is why I'm doing this video for you. And just to cover the importance of this book for the collector, is I'll show you what I've done for the last 20 years identifying originals from bootlegs to save people wasting their money on pretty much worthless counterfeits and copies of Northern Soul, which is rife, which there are literally hundreds and hundreds of different variations, and only some of them are obviously originals and some of them are counterfeits. I have in front of me today two records. One of them is a counterfeit. Now if you didn't have the two together it would be very, very difficult to tell. Do them like that. Okay, now if I take this one out of its card sleeve, that looks much more authentic because I put it in its birth sleeve, the Uptown sleeve it came out in. Okay, and this one is in a tatty sleeve. So if I take them both out the sleeves, we can then try and work out which is the original copy. Okay, you can probably tell from there and this filming that this one is the original. The definition of the text is much sharper, and also doesn't just lay on top of the paper. It actually is just slightly, very, very slightly, if you angle it, you can see it being embossed. Okay, so these are the two round the correct way. And you need to know, because this one here has a value of round about £400 at this moment. This one has a value of about £30, a difference of £370 in dollars. That's nearly a $500 difference, so you need to know which is the original, which is the fake. So what I've done over the years is made notes, which are all in this book, of the matrix details and the dead wax width. Now one thing when you're counterfeiting a record, one thing that is near impossible to do is to get the dead wax width and the turns exactly the same as the original. So this is the little tool that I use. This is a micrometer here. And I turn it on and zero it and go to this record here and go from the edge of the label to the very beginning of when the turn comes away from the recording and into the dead wax. Turn it into centimeters, not inches. That is about approximately 10.6 millimeters. I go to this copy here, I do the same thing, and that is 14.1 millimeters. Now this one is a counterfeit. It has a much wider dead wax, and this one is the original. Now all this tiny details are documented inside this book, which will save you wasting your money on counterfeit records, buying them from people because they look like the original. You've got to admit, this does look like the original. Only difference is you can get hold of this and go, tiny kangaroo down, sport, tiny kangaroo down, do 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 do, because that was made out of a that was made or counterfeited in the 70s when the vinyl was different, and you just got to feel this. I don't want to bend that really, because if I do, it will snap. Okay, so there's all these little things that you need to know when you're purchasing rare Northern Soul. Now that's just one example. That's Gloria Jones, Come Go With Me, an expensive classic that you need to know about. In this book there are hundreds and hundreds of examples like that where I've done the dead wax width, the number of dead wax turns, and all the matrix details are in this book to tell you which one's an original, which one's a counterfeit. This book costs £75, approximately $100. It weighs nearly 4 kilos. It's got more information. It's took me 20 years to get this information together. But plus you have beautiful label scans, hundreds and hundreds of label scans, and as a bonus, some of the most influential collectors and DJs within the Northern Soul scene have kindly given me their most treasured records label scans from Soul Sam, McKeffen's DJ boxes there for you to see. I can assure you he's not going to let you look through it if you ask him. Mr. Fish, very nice gentleman, has more rare records than he knows what to do with. He's given me all his details. And then we go to Motown collector Barry Simpson from Australia. He has some impeccably rare Motown and Motown memorabilia that he's gone and added to the book for your perusal. The box of John Ridley. John Ridley is the world expert on deep soul. There's nobody to get anywhere near him for his knowledge. He's done label scans of all his rarest records, as you can see here. Absolutely fantastic. Richard Johnson is a Midlands Detroit collector, dedicates himself totally to Detroit soul, and he's given us all his labels and his favourite records, and all of them are very, very rare, seldom seen. Miss Goldie, top DJ from Australia, a lady who has lots and lots of exclusive records just to her, and she has kindly let us have all the label scans of her favourites. I've done a little bit myself, which is probably not as important as all the others. I'm very pleased this time that this book covers an aspect of rare soul collecting that has only just come to the fore, mainly down to the groundbreaking DJing of Greg Belson, who again has made a special trip to my warehouse and let me scan all his favourite and rarest records, which are gospel soul dance records. We also have in here beautiful pictures of picture sleeves, beautiful pictures of rare sleeves, and we have even got pictures of original mailers from companies in the 60s. We've got scans of Northern Soul reissues and counterfeits. Basically you have here over 1,000 pages in a substantial book. You have a little marker as well that will tell you where you've got to. And we consider, for what I pay for some books, this is a bargain, because the first time you read it and pick it up, you will save that £75 or that $100. And I defy anybody to know everything that's written in this, because some of this stuff I've even forgotten over the years, and I amaze myself. I look in there and think, oh, I do know that record because I've documented it. Okay, there you go, £75, $100. We've only got I think we've got about 70 left, and it's here for you. Ideal Christmas present, I would say. Thank you.